Today I'm going to show you how to make this effect in After Effects, but if you'd rather just download it for yourself, it's available for free in my description.
So the first thing you want to do is come up here and select the ellipse tool or the ellipse tool, and then shift click and draw yourself a nice circle. And then you're going to come down here and center it on your timeline. After you centered it on your timeline, come down here to content, hit add, and then we're going to do trim paths. Open up that effect panel, and then you're going to adjust the end to about your liking. So I'm going to start about right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate it twice, which will give me 3 of these. Open up the layer, and then we go back to the trim path. And now this time we're going to change the offset a little bit so it moves a bit. And then we're also going to change the end so it's a bunch of different lengths. So I kind of like one long, one medium, and one short. So I kind of like how that one looks. So now we're going to come here, go down to the content, go to the trim paths, and change that offset to here. Except I'm going to make this one really small, something like that. Perfect. So now we got our base circle set up. So we're going to go to the front here, and we're just going to double tap U to close all these. Now select them all, and I want you to hit Control D, which will duplicate the layers. Now, while all those layers are still selected, hit S to scale, and we're going to scale this up just a bit so we have our outer ring. And then you might want to reposition it just a bit because the scaling's not going to work perfectly based on where the anchor point is selected. So once you got your circle where you like it, we're going to do the exact same thing except with these new layers we just made. So layer 6, we're going to open up the content, trim path, and we're going to make it a little bigger. Now I typically only like 2 rings on the outside, 2 big rings. So I'm going to delete this one and just go to shape 5. And then go to content, ellipse, trim path. Now I want to make this one nice, long, and big. And adjust it to about right there. I don't want it to match the same pattern as the inner circle. I want it to be a little different. And then I'm going to go to layer 4 and do the same thing. I'm going to open up the content, trim path, and we're going to adjust it accordingly. And I want to make it just a little bit longer. Perfect, just like this. Awesome. So we're going to want to go ahead and make these rotate. So go ahead and select offset on all of the layers. Add a keyframe to offset underneath the trim path. I want to make this rotate 10 times by the end of the video. So go into this first text box here, and I'm going to type 10. And I'm going to do that for every single one. Just keep going down 10. Now once that's done, we're going to go back to the beginning and see how this looks. Perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. Now, if you want to get a little more fancy with it, you can change the end offset on the outer rings. Let's say I want the outer rings to be spinning at a quicker rate than the rings on the inside. I can change it to something like, 20. And then it will spin a little bit faster. I get 20 and 20, and now the outer rings will spin a little faster than the inner rings if that's the design you're going for. And then finally, we're going to put some text in the middle of it. So as usual, just go up to your text layer, type text, put your title, go ahead and center it in the circle. Size it up to the size you want, and then there you go. You have yourself a spinning circle effect that you can use in your videos.
And that's how you make the spinning circle effect in After Effects. If you would rather just download the effect for yourself, it is still available in the link in my description.